may have never heard of these names before, but you've definitely used some of their products. Number 10. Stellantis. If you've never heard of this company before, that's the point. However, when we reveal some of their subsidiaries, you'll immediately know who we're talking about. Stellantis was founded in 2021. The French group PSA merged with the Italian-American FCA, and they formed the third largest by revenue car manufacturer in the world. Their portfolio now counts brands such as Opel, DS, Citroën, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler, and Dodge. Their headquarters are in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. In a single year, their total revenue was $181 billion, and their net income stood at almost $17 billion. And yet, no one even knows their name. Number 9. Unilever. With their corporate headquarters located in London, England, you might never think that this multinational consumer goods conglomerate is controlling much of the global economy today. They own brands like Dove, Knorr, Rexona, Axe, Ben & Jerry's, Persil, Hellmann's Mayo, and even Magnum ice cream. The company is organized into 3 major divisions, with the first one being foods and refreshments, the second one is beauty and personal care, and the third one is home care. To come up with new products, Unilever has developed facilities in the UK, Netherlands, the US, and even China and India. Their 2022 revenue was $65.2 billion USD, and their net income measured $9 billion US. Number 8. L'Oreal. Did you know that the richest woman in the world has a net worth of $74.8 billion? And she only owns 6.2% of L'Oreal. That's how big and powerful this company is. Francois Betancourt Myers inherited her wealth from smashing that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, she inherited her wealth from her mother upon her passing. L'Oreal might be famous for its shampoos and cosmetics, but they have since grown so much bigger than their first product line. The company is headquartered in Paris, and it trades on Euronext Paris. In 2021, they've had revenue totaling $35.8 billion USD, and from that, they took home an astounding $6.7 billion USD. Number 7. Anheuser-Busch InBev. AB InBev makes well-known beers like Budweiser, Stella Artois, and of course, Corona. SAB Miller makes well-known beers like Foster's, Miller, Peroni, and Grolsch. In 2014, AB InBev controlled 39.9% of the global profit pool of breweries. SAB Miller controlled 17.9% of that same pie. But in 2016, the two companies merged. It was called the $100 billion merger, and the two companies together controlled about 58% of the global profit pool of all breweries. This one company made $33 billion in global profits in just 1 year after the merger. Number 6. Coty. It's a billion-dollar heartless conglomerate that sells every cosmetics brand known to man. The company was founded in 1904, and in its almost 120 years of existence, it's managed to acquire around 77 brands. Some of those brands include Adidas, Sally Hansen's, Bruno Banani, and so many others. It would take an entire video to go through all of their brands. Their headquarters are located in the heart of 5th Avenue in New York City. Despite being founded in Paris, they've longed to move away from France. Their company is even traded on the New York Stock Exchange and is part of the S&P 400. Number 5. Quanta Computers. Many people have probably never heard of Quanta Computers. They seem like some AliExpress company selling generic computer parts in bulk. But in reality, this is the name of the company that has cornered the market of manufacturing laptop and tablet computers. Quanta Computers is based in Taiwan, and it has clients like Apple, Dell, HP, Acer, and basically any other big-name company that's famous for their computers. Quanta Computers has been in business since 1988, and in the 35 years since they've been open, they became the leader in the manufacturer of notebooks, smartphones, servers, and digital TVs. Strangely enough, despite the company making billions of dollars in revenue, they only take a very small chunk of it home. For example, on a $27.8 billion revenue in 2014, their net income was only $591 million. That means they operate on less than 2% profit margins. This probably explains why they are so cheap and why none of the electronics companies even attempt to make their own computers. Number 4. Mondelez. They used to be known as Kraft Foods, Inc., and then they changed their name to Kraft Food Group. And today we know them as Mondelez. The name is derived from the Latin word mundo, which means world, and Deleuze is just an interesting way of saying smash that subscribe button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, seriously now, it's an interesting way of saying delicious. This American food and beverage conglomerate is one of the largest companies in the US. Based on revenue, they are listed as number 108. Speaking of which, in 2021, their revenue was $28.72 billion, and the net income from that was $4.3 billion. The 79,000 employees in the company are working on brands such as Belvita, Chips Ahoy, Oreo, Ritz, TUC, and many others. They are still headquartered in the city they were founded in, Chicago, Illinois. Number 3. Alphabet. Unless you're checking the stock market daily, chances are you don't know Alphabet. However, we're here to tell you that every person on the planet has used this company at one point or another. If you've ever watched something on Google or watched a video on YouTube, then you know Alphabet. Even their company website is kind of strange. It's called abc.xyz. Why Sergey Brin and Larry Page would go through such a hassle is beyond us. But in 2022 alone, their revenue was $282.8 billion, and their net income was $59.97 billion. They have about 190,234 employees working for them. Number 2. Lockheed Martin. Now we come to the scary part of the video. We all know that the US government has the largest military spending out of any country on earth. In 2021, they allocated $800 billion to the Department of Defense. The company that benefited the most from that was Lockheed Martin. In fiscal year 2022, the Department of Defense had $413.5 billion in defense contracts. Lockheed Martin, the Aerospace, Arms Defense, Information Security, and Tech Corporation, received a total of $45,678 billion, or about 11.05% of the defense contracts. Number 1. ICBC. And finally, the most powerful and yet probably least known company in the entire world is the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. They are a state-owned commercial bank, and all of the capital comes from the Chinese Ministry of Finance. In 2017 and 2018, it earned the right to call itself the largest bank in the world, thanks to its total assets. At the end of 2020, they had about $4.324 trillion AUM. And besides controlling a huge chunk of the world's purchasing power, they are also the most profitable company in the world. In 2018, they had a revenue of $105.4 billion and a net income of $43.42 billion. To operate this giant, ICBC employs a total of 798,000 people. Check out these videos next.